Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today in this video what I want to talk about is positioning as an Ellie shaman, but just positioning kind of like in general when you're fighting more of spellcaster cleaves. And the reason I'm making this video is because somebody down in the comments was asking about positioning, how they should position, but like unfortunately I can't give you like a very simple or very easy answer, because a lot of the times it depends on what you're playing, it depends on what you're playing against, it depends what map you're playing on, it depends what specs you're playing against, and it kind of depends what strategy you're using. But I really like this game here on Blade's Edge Arena when I am playing Boomkin Ellie Holy Priest, and we're fighting a Shadow Priest Holy Pally and a Boomkin. And guys, this is what the shaved hair looks like. If you watch my shave head video, it's growing back in a little bit, but you know, it's going to be a slow process. So you get bald you for a month or two, however long it's going to take my hair to grow back. But jumping into this game, guys, first in this game, we kind of aren't playing very well positionally, and that's why I chose this game specifically, is because we did not do a great job of line of sighting. We did not do a great job of playing where we should have been playing, and it really shows as far as what defensive cooldowns we had to use, you know, how the momentum of the game was going. Our offensive pressure really showed through, and then once we fixed that positioning, which I'll show you guys here in a second, we started turning the game around and we started doing much better, and then we ended up actually winning the game once we fixed our positioning. So right here at the start, guys, we're getting that Ice Fury out, we're getting the Fire Ellie out, we're getting the Flame Shocks out, we're getting a little bit of spread pressure out, and we really want to start getting some big Stormkeeper damage here. So I have Power the Maelstrom, Stormkeeper, I can use Chain Lightnings or Lightning Bolts pretty much here in this case, depending if they're stacking or not. Rothcore subbed, thanks for the sub. So my Priest gets root beamed there, and Shifter and I are kind of lining. Now the big problem here, guys, is that all three of us had Vampiric Touch on us, and well, not all three anymore because the Repentance actually removed the Vampiric Touch, but all three of us had Vampiric Touches. That's 3 for 3 of that Shadow Priest rot damage, giving him extra insanity, giving him extra proc, giving him extra damage. We need to do a much better job at line of sighting that. Now I get to about 3% life here. We actually use Wall, and we throw out the Ray of Hope Shear that clones, so I don't actually get cloned there, so it doesn't immune the heal. And like, we're all topped off for now because my Priest is doing a great job at healing us, but once again, 3 for 3, we all have Vampiric Touches on us. And the problem, guys, is that there's just not very much line of sight here at the top of Blade's Edge Arena. So I'm throwing out heals onto my Druid. Once again, we are kind of on the back foot. The enemy team is full HP. Mind Bomb's coming out, and right here in the game, I say, guys, let's jump down. Basically, the difference between the top and the bottom on this map, guys, is that we have pillars here at the bottom of this map. But there's essentially 4 pillars, 2 small ones right here and here, and then 2 larger ones here and here that you can really line of sight against, run around in circles. And what we're going to mainly prioritize is stopping the Vampiric Touches from the Shadow Priest coming out. And if we do that, we should really alleviate the pressure coming onto our team. So right now, we still have 3 Vampiric Touches, but the Master Spell does come out. So now the only Vampiric Touch right now is out on Shifter, and we're just doing a great job of line of sighting. Now there I do shear the Repentance, so the Repentance doesn't come out. Popping down my Earth Ellie. And right here, guys, I am just flame shocking all 3 and making sure the Priest does not get any free Vampiric Touches out, at least onto myself. Like, I can't play for my partners, but I can at least make sure that I'm not getting too many dots out for myself. And actually, as I say that, I do get dotted myself, so that is a little mistake there. You know, and if a dot comes out every once in a while, that is okay. It can be dispelled. But for the majority of the time, you want to line of sight it. There I get Vampiric Touched again, so definitely not great. Repentance coming out, do shear the Repentance, getting a little spread pressure here on the Pally, making a little distance here between the Priest and myself, and the Boomkin and myself, kind of running at the Pally just a little bit. So I'm running upstairs, and this might be like raise some questions. Wait, sorry, you just told us to play downstairs. What I am basically saying, guys, is that I want to stop Vampiric Touches, and downstairs allows us to do that. If the Shadow Priest is downstairs, I can be upstairs and, you know, not really get Vampiric Touch at all, right? So if he's starting to run up, though, and he wants to start playing upstairs again, no, I'm going to jump back down, just like as we see here. I stun the Vampiric Touch, line the next Vampiric Touch, still have shear, throw out the shear on the Moonkin. He actually does fake me, knock back that Cyclone, though. Our entire job, now look at us, guys, we're permanently full HP. 0 out of 3 of us have Vampiric Touches, permanently full HP. Just look at the difference in this game from playing upstairs, needing to use Wall, Trinkets. Both of us are getting to about 1%, almost dying. You need to use Guardian, Ray of Hope, all of these things just to survive. Look at the difference. We jump down, we start line of sighting. all of us are 100% HP. We have our defensive cooldowns back, and then on the, contrarily, the enemy team they're all dying. So that little bit, that's why I really wanted to show you guys this game, is that little bit of positional change completely changes the outcome of the game. Now we throw out the stun on the Moonkin here, trying to get some spread pressure out. Do get root beamed, unfortunately. The full moon's coming out. I might just line it or stun it or shear it. I do decide to stun the full moon there, getting out some more pressure here. Purge the clear cast from the paladin. At this point, they're pretty much all rotting. And once we have that forward momentum, if they get a vampiric touch shot or two, that's okay, because at this point we're really just kind of steamrolling them, and then at some point you're gonna have to chase to kill them. So I think at this point we might actually run up just for a second to try to try to kill them. And I think they realize that positionally, for their advantage, they want to play up top. So that's the key point of this whole video, guys. If you're playing a composition that does not thrive around pillars, aka Shadow Priest Boomkin, you want to play in the open. Okay, now if you're playing a comp like Ellie Shaman Boomkin, where the pillar is really the centerpiece of where you want to be playing around, you want to be playing downstairs. So for these guys to play under their positional advantage, they want to play in the open. They would like to play on Ring of Valor in the middle of the Grand Arena because they are just spamming out damage. Now us, on the other hand, we want a line of sight all over their cast. We want to make sure they aren't getting, a ton of free cast out. So we want to play in your pillar. On top of that, Ellie Shaman is 90% instant cast damage. Of course, I want to play by a pillar where I'm fighting enemies that have to cast for their damage, because I'll just do instant cast until they die. So right here, he does get a vampiric touch out onto me, but like I said, one every once in a while isn't going to kill you. It's like bad habits or something. If you let one slip every once in a while, that's totally fine. But you're really, if you keep letting him go off, you're really just going to rot as a team. Now the mind control comes out onto Shifter. But look at this, guys. The Pally's running low on mana. The enemy team is running low on defensives. They are all kind of rotting. And now they're trying to force us upstairs, and we, if we really wanted to be very stubborn, we could just sit downstairs until dampening hit and we'd win the game anyway. We're not, quite that stubborn or patient or whatever you want to call it. We're kind of playing this hybrid, like, okay, I'm going to play downstairs, kind of line of sight a lot, but at the same time, I will, not let you get too many free cast out. Right here, I'm not in the greatest position. I call for a grip up by my priest, and then we're using this pillar kind of as like a pseudo small pillar to line of sight the priest, kind of get some pressure out. So once again, we have no vampiric touches onto us, and we're going to try to like push in and kind of use that pillar. Now they see that and they pull back out a little bit. So now it's like, kind of like awkward, because if we just like push into them, like we can kill them now that they have no mana, no defensive cooldown. So if we ran in, we could probably kill them. But at the same time, if we run in, start letting the priest get vampiric touches, start letting the Boomkin get a lot of his dots out, we could see a very similar situation as the start of this game when we saw them kind of steamrolling us. So we want to just be careful, right? Throw down the Earthbind Totem just to keep everything nice and slow. At this point, I'm kind of talking like, should we push into them? We won't really have too much of a pillar, but at this point, they're pretty much dead. Pally's 0% mana, he goes in for a drink. Once that Pally goes for a drink, it's pretty much our cue to push in, because we know we can't really heal. We get that full root beam. We're getting a lot of the damage out. The shear onto the Druid. The Pally is forced to bubble. The Stormkeeper, so much damage coming up pretty much everywhere. And the Druid does pop Incarn, so this is kind of like their last hurrah. Once this Incarn's over, the Pally zoom, the Pally wings fade, we pretty much win the game, right? Once the Pally wings are over and the Incarn's over, they're not going to be able to survive much longer. Actually, they're not even going to survive until that point. We get a huge burst. What actually was that? I think it was a full moon from Shifter coming in. Full moon Star Surge probably, and the Boomkin just gets absolutely destroyed. But this is a great example game on how positioning can really affect the outcome of your games. And you might even be doing maybe a good strategy. You might be playing well as far as like, I had a lot of actions per minute. I did a lot of damage. I had a lot of good shears. I had a lot of good offstills. Why are we losing this game? And it's really because you were just standing in the wrong spot on the map. You didn't have the tools at your disposal to line of sight the vampiric touches, to make sure that you aren't, just getting too much cleave pressure from the enemy team. guys, I really hope this breakdown helped you position on Blade's Edge Arena, or just kind of helps you become more mindful of the fact that positioning can really determine the outcome of your games. If it helped you guys, make sure to thumbs the video up. If it did not, you can thumbs the video down and kind of let me know in the comments what kind of videos you guys want to see next. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.